aesthetic. You have like the crisscross tops and it's always kind of based on this preconceived idea that yes, we're all inclusive. We have sizes up to triple XL. However, the clothing still looks like it's made with the idea in mind that everyone who wears this is really comfortable with this aesthetic of like this fitted and fitted and fitted and matching. And so there's not a lot of exploration of different sort of aesthetics.
Yeah. My oversized shirt and my leggings.
Yeah.
And, just trying to be in trend somehow with my long socks. The ankle socks is not.
Can we stop there for a moment?
It's giving old vibes.
But at the same time, all of this extra like bells and whistles, like that flowery shit, like we don't need that. Mm-hmm. Not just in Pilates, in a lot of things. Like let's get the work done and celebrate that we are like the fashion trend should be fitness.
Not what we're wearing.
Yeah, not the aesthetic, not the.
Hey Flex fam, welcome back to another episode of Flex in the City. I'm Radha.
And I'm Lisa, and this is episode 54.
Today we're diving into the health, fitness, fashion world. You look at fitness, it has drastically changed in the last 10 and 20 years. Like it does not look the same. From everything that you wear to the accessories that you wear to what, following all the trends. I mean, I think on Instagram, there's a new trend that pops up every day, and something that used to work for you 10 years ago is now not something that you could do. It's completely terrible for you. And it's just interesting to see this flow and us having to navigate all of that. So if we were to start with the fashion aspect of it, you've been in the fitness world for quite some time.
Yeah.
Don't deny it.
I have. I was like, been in the fitness world.
As she's busting her muscles. I am not in the fitness world.
That's right. No. Just a member. I mean, I've just been an enthusiast. An enthusiast. In the fitness world, it makes it seem like I'm like, like competing or something. No, I haven't. But yes, I have been an enthusiast for a long time.
Where would you say like the fashion industry has gone? And where is it now and where is it heading to? Like, what have you picked up on?
So what I can say, and you'll remember this, and some of you guys who are a bit older will as well, is what I do remember back in the day is the whole like Jane Fonda leg warmer, leggings, sort of like underwear thing over the leggings. Yeah. I'll never understand that.
Leotard?
Yeah, leotard, legging, like
and that whole vibe. Wasn't there belts involved?
Sometimes there was belts and like a sweatband.
Yes.
Or matching sweatbands.
Yes.
So that was kind of like the vibe.
And myself.
Yes, the leg warmers.
Yes,
yeah.
Leg warmers, yes.
I still think leg warmers are a vibe. I have to sometimes. But so yeah, that's kind of like the first foray into it. And then obviously like my exposure to, and that's because my mom used to do like Jane Fonda tapes back in the day. So that was my only sort of non-sport fitness exposure. Then it became sports, sportswear, sports gear. It was very, at least when we were growing up, I feel like it was very like mirror image, male and female, aside from things like tennis and like field hockey. I feel like, basketball, jersey, shorts, men and women. And it kind of like moved in the same direction in that regard. But then you have now, and over the last probably 20 years or so, obviously more of a gym society, people who are doing fitness not just for competition, not just for elite fitness, not just for preparation for a sport, but like lifestyle. And so you have that genre that created the need for fashion to evolve, but it's also evolved with body types, it's evolved with actual fashion trends. And I feel like obviously everything Lycra, that's always been like consistent, but sweat wicking and all of these technologies that we have evolved. But at the end of the day,
I heard it's sweat wicking, but okay.
Yeah, like stuff that,
breathable, you mean?
Yeah, breathable, but like actually like
sweat,
like
doesn't
expels. Yeah. So you don't have like this super wet shirt. And then you have, comfort. But also, like, I think because people are doing fitness as a lifestyle, you think people are going to go to a fitness class, and then they might go to brunch, or they might go get a matcha, or they might, so it needs to be something that still translates in terms of aesthetic, but also in terms of comfort.
Which has now turned into its own genre.
Its own genre, because now people are doing fitwear for literally as part of their outfit of the day. Like they're like, I'm not going to the gym, but I like how this outfit looks.
Yeah.
And it's comfortable.
There's now like you have basically like airport leggings. You have
Yeah.
going to the supermarket leggings.
Exactly.
You have, like,
Loungewear. Yeah.
Like it's all like it's still stuff that you could wear to the gym, but it's almost like too cute for the gym.
Right. But at the same time, now there's also like cute for the gym.
Yeah.
So there's really like specific, especially now that I've forayed like significantly into the Pilates world, so much about like the aesthetic, and this is a double-edged sword that we'll discuss more, but there's so much about the aesthetic of Pilates that is unfortunately a part of that fitness practice. And I don't know if that's been deliberate, but it's become a part of it. And there's a lot of criticism about the elitism or the exclusionary aspects of it, which I'm also going to speak about. And I think that also even lends itself to the fashion aspect, because you have like this ballet sort of aesthetic. You have like the crisscross tops, and it's always kind of based on this preconceived idea that yes, we're all inclusive. We have sizes up to triple XL. However, the clothing still looks like it's made with the idea in mind that everyone who wears this is really comfortable with this aesthetic of like this fitted and fitted and fitted and matching. And so there's not a lot of like exploration of different sort of aesthetics. Yeah. Um, and so yeah, so I feel like it mirrors fashion trends. You have runway and like even like luxury fashion lines that are doing sports lines and athletic spin-offs or collaborating with athletic brands, because they're realizing shit is like this is lucrative, there's money. But there's also, I think, a huge, still unfortunately a huge capitalist, but also a huge like social mentality aspect that affects what happens there. It's not just fitness. And I think the same thing about like the accessories as well. So what do you feel about like fashion, fitness fashion? What's your like go-to?
When I go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I am not keeping up with the
Yeah.
the fashion aspect of, athletic wear.
Oversized shirt, by the way, is also one of the aesthetics for
I do
weight
not
training,
see
by the
where-
way.
where
For
I
weight
go.
training, put weight training videos into your algorithm, you'll see oversized shirts a lot.
So I have seen at the gym a couple times, like some ladies will be wearing like really baggy sweatpants.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah,
like,
or this.
super tiny tops.
Yeah, I like that.
And like backless also. So
Oh.
it'll be like, I'm not looking at it and going, I don't like it. Like I like it, but I'm sitting here in my oversized shirt and my leggings.
Yeah.
And just trying to be in trend somehow with my long socks, because the ankle socks is not
Can we stop there for a moment?
It's giving old vibes.
Can we stop there for a moment? Because right when I finally amassed the perfect amount of athletic Invisi ankle socks,
It's no longer a thing.
they're like,
It
yeah.
just gives away your age
Yeah.
when you wear them.
Yeah. Having said that, I actually do like the utility of the longer sock, especially when you're living in
It's
like a
cold
winter.
outside.
Yeah, because I'm like, there's not this gap between legging and shoe.
Yeah.
But my millennial mind still likes the aesthetic of an invisible sock, beautiful. Like, especially in the summer when you got the shorts on, then it's just leg and shoe.
The ankles are sick.
Yeah. I'm not gonna honestly, I haven't graduated to the tall sock with shorts.
No, I haven't done.
I don't think I can do it.
that
Yeah.
way either. But
Yeah.
for the, I do
Leggings.
wear it with my leggings.
Yeah,
I have
me
the
too, me
long
too,
socks, but
me
I
too.
also don't pull them up all the way. Like some.
Do you like
some
do the
girls,
scrunch?
I kind of scrunch them. So kind of looks like a semi leg warmer, a super
Yeah,
leg warmer
with like a little,
and then almost like trying to be an ankle sock, but it's
but it's not. It's still connected with the legging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
sorry. Continue.
so in terms of my fashion sense, when it comes to like when I go to the gym, it's always a big t-shirt and leggings. I have every now and then like a tight fitted
Like
shirt,
sport.
but it's
Oh,
not like it's not a sport. I'm not in a sports bra. Like I always have something over it. It might just be a comfort thing. It might just be a, oh, I don't want to be putting my back on these machines when I'm at
okay.
the gym. Like even though you have a towel behind you, but still like it
Still,
just doesn't feel right
yeah.
for me. Um, yeah, so I'm not very sophisticated when it comes to that, but I am a little intimidated when I'm at these when I'm in the gym and I see these ladies all dressed to the nine,
Right, right.
and I'm coming like in Jordan, I remember going to the gym and people wouldn't really be paying attention to what they were wearing, but they would be looking at what their face looked like and their hair looked like before they left the locker rooms. But now it's like you'll
Oh,
see the ladies like it's not about this, but it's about
yeah.
having the
Faces are
perfect
tore up around
about
here.
the having the perfect fit.
Right.
So that's
How
like,
funny that that's so different across
yeah,
different countries.
yeah, because I guess they would use it as like maybe I'll meet my husband here at the gym here. I don't know. And this is like I'm talking
I mean, if you
thousands.
do,
Like I don't know how it
he's gonna be looking at that body too.
really that bad.
Although when I lived in the Middle East, the face beats that I saw and the details with the hair, I'm like, yeah, actually, when that is done, like
Yeah,
you are so enthralled, you're not really
yeah,
gonna see
I'm not
anything
gonna
else.
pay
So
attention.
yeah,
Yeah.
there.
So
Hmm.
that's me. But I have noticed like to go back to what you're saying about the Pilates outfit or that look, that aesthetic that they've tried to, you know, establish.
Hmm.
There is another movement. Like if we look at leggings and we've talked about it before, like there's leggings that are meant to be giving you all that round curviness
Yeah, and like the crack
and the
and
crack and
defined.
all
Yeah,
that and like
yeah. I have a
defined.
couple
So
pairs. Small bum gal
which I
problems.
honestly when I see those I go, I don't know how you're wearing those. I don't
There has
know.
been so many times I've put them on since I've been here, and I'm like, I can't believe I wore these or bought these. I literally always end up taking them back off. I'm like, oh, but they fit like because they're so nice and fitted and high waisted. And when I go to put them on, I'm like, nice. And then I turn around, I'm like,
Are you wearing underwear with them?
yeah, yeah, you
That's
are.
just crazy
You're just
though.
wearing like, yeah. I mean, so I don't know what other people do, but yeah, you're just
I've
wearing like
heard some
seamless, like
ladies
thong,
don't wear anything with them. Like aren't some of them don't some of them have what looks like it looks like
like a
a bathing
little,
suit, like how there's like a
the little
little
like pad thing
pad?
on.
Yeah.
No, not the ones I got. The ones I got, you were
I don't
meant to
know.
wear
I'm
drawers
always
with.
curious how people walk around in those. Doesn't
Yeah,
seem very comfortable, but it
yeah.
goes against it goes against a little in what you were saying where like people who wear them think Pilates prince, like people in the fashion fitness industry are still appealing to the Pilates princess,
Yeah,
but
well,
then there's
so
another layer of big booties, big
yeah, well, that's
curves.
exactly it. So, like, you have this industry of Pilates princess, and like I said, because I've just sort of kind of forayed more into that as opposed to like a more weight training, but I've been in both, and I'm still involved in both. But this more extreme exposure I've had of late to the Pilates world is exactly that. That there's this huge, and again, I don't know if it's deliberate, strategic, whatever, but there is this like push towards a certain aesthetic. It's even been criticized as being like very like Eurocentric or very like white centralized, very like not friendly of people of color. And so you find that and even elitist in a lot
Mhm.
of ways. So I've known a lot of these things kind of like, transiently, but really now being immersed, I'm like,
You see
I
it.
see, yeah. But I also see that there's a lot of people who are like, we see that and we are really trying to not be one of those,
Are you
you know?
referring to influencers or businesses or
Yeah. So businesses, studios, even people who are, even if they're on social media saying, you know what, like there's one lady that I started following last week and she's an instructor of color and she's like, it's Black History Month and I want to talk about like the innovators behind Pilates being developed. who were women of color, Black women who no one ever talks about. And so she's like, I'm going to talk about blah, blah, blah. And I should know her name. But anyway, she had like this
We'll find
whole
her name.
post about, you know, this woman who was so innovative and she studied like directly under Joseph Pilates. And which is considered to be like a, you know,
Yeah.
like direct link
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
guru. And no, it's like a thing, apparently, the closer you are to the source.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, and this lady was saying that, you know, she was like really kind of downplayed as a contributor to what Pilates has become, and her contributions are still things that are used today. So you do have people like that who are like, I'm trying to do my part. She talks about how she's like, I have over 20 years of experience, thousands of hours of teaching. And she's like, there's some spaces where I still feel imposter syndrome when I walk into the room because the nature of the people in there I know they're gonna look at me and think that I'm not qualified enough. And so that I think is really important for her to use her platform to say that. The same way I spoke to you about like some studios, like there's one here. They're not paying me, so I'm not gonna say but they have like a what they call like a curvy girl class at their, and I'm sure hopefully there's more than one, but this is a specific one that I know about where they have a class for girls who don't fit this like skinny aesthetic of the Pilates princess, where they can still go and do something good for their body, but in a place where they don't have to worry about, am I being stared at? Am I the biggest girl in the room? Is there going to be a type of workout that doesn't take into account like movement and the type of things that I can do with my body? Like they can go in and they can actually just feel safe and relaxed. And that is such a gift when you are training, when you are in a gym, when you're in a hair salon. Like these are things you take for granted, but it's so important. So I really love that that's there. So there are people who are contributing to more positive things because they've seen the need. Um,
Do you feel like, sorry to
no, that's
interrupt.
okay.
Do you feel like the curvy girl class, is that something like a curvy girl would see and go, yeah, and be like inspired and motivated, or would think,
See, that's the
do I want to
thing.
have that label?
I think
Like,
about that as well. I've never had a curve in my life, so I don't know. But if I'm thinking and trying to like at least, you know, empathize, what I have seen again with that studio is, you know, everyone posts everything, especially workouts. And so, you know, you have like these Pilates princesses on the reformers and their cute little outfits, sets, and, you know, on the machine. And you have a lot of these curvy girls who are doing the same thing. So, and they'll be like, you know, shout out to this class, da, da, da. So I'm like, definitely there's people that's going to resonate with 100%. I do think there'd be some people who are like, I'm not going to go to that class specifically because it classifies me as an aberration.
mhm.
It classifies me as someone who needs something different. So it's to hit everyone differently, I think. But the fact that the option exists, I think, is a good thing.
And you're gonna have curvy girls who are super athletic. So is this appealing to curvy girls that are just starting out,
Let me
or curvy
tell
girls
you
that are like
something. Thank you for bringing that
can
up.
outrun us all? Like I don't.
And I realize we all have an inherent bias on some level.
Yeah.
When you see a girl that's a little bit bigger, you're going to be like, she's unfit, or she's not going to be able to hold up her own weight. Form's going to be dodgy. Like we don't say that consciously, but there is
It
a
is
bias. And
there,
I realized I have it
unfortunately.
as well when I was at the strength training gym that I go to. So I'm not going to call them out yet. But I was like shadowing a class that I'll be coaching soon. Then I'll drop the name. Um, and there was this heavier girl in there, and I was like, okay, you know, as I like cueing, I'm gonna make sure like I'm also not like super concentrating on her as well because I don't want to make her feel like a spectacle.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this girl was picking up the heaviest weights, and as I saw her picking up the weight, I was like, oh God. I'm gonna have to
No.
go there. And then we'd start the movement. I would be correcting all these other girls who look like the quintessential like fit or, you know, like strong. Her form, her balance, her body awareness, control. She was doing weights where I was like, I
Damn.
would be close to she was
Amazing.
doing like, you know, these glute bridges, and then she'd have her weights, and I was like, I can't even do that with a 7.5. She's on the tens. And
Doggo.
I was like,
I love that.
and then when she's running on the treadmill, I was like, are we gonna
More
turn up? Yeah, I
dedication.
was like, are we gonna turn up like, And it's just something you say. I was like, are we going to turn up the heat? Are we going to like get a bit more speed going? She was like, yeah. And I was like, that good? She was like, and I was like, she's like, that's good. I was like, damn. And she's smiling and running, destroyed the out of that workout. Like
Wow.
and at the end of it, I was like, I was so motivated. I was like, damn, I wish I was actually training, because I was like, that's the kind of person I want to be next to when I'm training. I realized, Lisa, you're so fucked up in your thinking, because you still have this inherent bias that you think someone who their body structure is just different precludes them from being able to be strong, to be cardiovascularly fit. And then when I really looked at her, I was like, she's running, nothing's moving. Like, she's solid. She just thick and she's strong. And I was like, I need to fix myself.
We all have that bias.
Yeah. And I was like,
well, good for her.
Amazing. And and you could see that she just didn't give a fuck about anything. She's like, I'm not looking around. I'm not comparing myself to anyone. I don't care. She had her t-shirt on. She had her leggings. Like, she was, I mean, and her form was impeccable. Like, that body awareness and balance and structural, like stability. I was like, teach the class. Yeah. She was amazing. And and I was like, I can't wait to come back and find her at the gym again. So I think this is so important too, to have people who are outside of the mold, so to speak, to be amongst people who, might be different from them, because it also, I know I'm not the only person who was like, damn. I know there's people in that class who were like, damn. And I think that's a good thing. So I think it's good to have the safe space for people who don't feel yet comfortable to be around people maybe who might make them feel like a spectacle, but also still like having people who have that courage to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go out here and I'm still gonna kill it, and your mouth is gonna drop. I love that. So I loved that she was there. So I think it's good to have both, but I can certainly understand why people are hesitant, because it is intimidating sometimes. Even me as a teacher, sometimes when I'm going to teach and I'm like, I don't know if I can mix 3 different brands in my outfit.
Oh, that level.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, this bra goes really well with these leggings, but then I'm like socks. My whole socks are gonna be Nike. My pants are like, a different. I'm not gonna name the brands because they're not paying me yet. Semi-free clothes, and then and then the pants are like one brand, and then the bra is like, a Lulu or something else, and I'm like,
so true. That's another thing. You just like everything is matchy when you go to these.
Right.
You see these ladies. I think even the men are doing it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And the weird thing is, ideally, especially because a lot of people aren't like built the exact same way, you're going to find leggings from one brand that work amazingly, that fit you amazingly.
Yeah.
That brand might not have a bra that actually works for your titties or for your upper body or for whatever. So to get that perfect fit where you're comfortable, you're going to be mixing. And on the days and so the days where I'm like, I want to be like uniform and I want to like present like this like united front, and just feel like very organized and structured. And I'll go and I'll be there and I'll be like, should have worn the other leggings. Especially because I wear like thermal tights under my leggings. The fit is, listen, it's cold. The fit, some of the pairs, I'm just like, and now the crotch is down here because should have worn the other pair. So at the end of the day, no one is really fully immune to it. Even being conscious of it, which is, I think, a step in the right direction. You're not immune to it. You're still going to feel those pressures. But yeah, I think fighting it and laughing about it are good ways to try to deal with it. And fighting it. See, tonight I'm going to wear mixed matched.
Make a point.
Brands to my classes tonight. So
I've arrived.
Yes. That is my goal of the day. That's my challenge to myself for the day.
That's your challenge.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes.
I will. Okay. I will.
And let me know if you're thinking the entire time I should have worn the other leggings.
I won't, because I'm going to wear the 2 that I already have it in my mind. The best bra and the best leggings, and I'm going to be comfortable, and it's going to be the least of my thoughts throughout the class.
You just reminded me, because I don't have a lot of workout stuff. So I literally have to recycle the same things. But in my head, I'm going, oh my God, I've already worn these this week. I
Yeah.
can't wear the same pair. Like, it's
Right.
one thing to wear them the next week, but, like,
But
in the
th
same week, like,
it's
I've done
allowed.
laundry and they're back in my and I like wearing them, but
Yeah.
to wear them to
If
it
it's a pair that fits good, I repeat as well, and I have a fuckload of
but you have, like, plain ones, like,
that's why I do that,
mine
because then
have,
people will never know.
like, there's one pair that has, like, green, like, plants, like,
Oh,
leaves all
yeah,
over
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah, I know
and I
that pair, I
love
like
those,
them. They're really
but it's like
nice. It has, like, 2 white stripes, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I like that pair.
it's like if I wore them yesterday, and then I did laundry today, and then tomorrow I'm going to the
We're gonna
gym, like, I
remember.
can't you're gonna remember, like, it just
Yeah, this is why I'm like neutrals. Navy blue and black for the leggings. I have 1 pair of leggings that's not black, and yeah, yeah. But otherwise, and that's just because the fit is amazing, and I'm like, I need to get these in black. Which reminds me, I need to order them in black. But yeah, if you go with black, then you can like rerun. And then
okay,
people are like, oh.
so I need to stay away from the patterns.
No, that pattern is cute though. Just get another pair if you like the pattern that's slightly different.
Well,
And
they're
then you
also
can like
so
mix them.
expensive. Like, can we talk about the
This
cost? Like,
is
what the
another thing.
hell?
It's a business now. I remember when I bought, and I still have them, my very first pair of leggings, Lululemon leggings, because back then they were like the only brand that had extra long. And I was like, what is this brand people are talking about? Ha ha ha. And that pair of leggings, I bought them in 2008.
Still have them.
I wore them yesterday.
What?
I wore them pretty much throughout my first pregnancy because it's the only stretchy pants I had. I wore them pretty much throughout every single time I was lounging in the house in my second pregnancy. I wore them to the hospital when I was going to deliver both times.
Wow.
And in post because the waist came over the C-section scar, so they were comfortable. I've they literally have only just started to fray on the bottom because I walk so much around here.
Yeah.
They have lasted so long. They lasted my entire CrossFit career because I, yeah, used to wear them and rerun them all the time because I just loved them. They were, I think when I got them, they were like 50 Australian.
Oh,
And I was like, madness! This
yeah,
is
yeah. Yeah,
crazy to
for a
spend
pair
on
of
leggings.
leggings.
50 Australian is definitely less in euros and dollars. You can't find a pair of leggings at
Like
Lululemon
$30, I
for,
think.
yeah, yeah, something like that. You can't find a pair of leggings there for less than, certainly not in the extra long.
No.
Yeah. And
And there's not much material.
and the
So
ones now are, I guarantee you, would never last as long as that
no,
pair.
of course not, because everything it's gotten more expensive, but the material and how
It's not
they're
the
making
same.
them is not the same.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not the
we all
same.
know that.
Exactly. And I bought those pre-controversy as well. There's some issues with the owner, but I think they fired him, so like
Okay.
they're back okay again, I think. As far as I know. But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Anyway, so they are still there going strong. And the new ones that I've gotten have like already, like if I wash them, because you wash it after one use, right?
Yeah.
And so they get a lot of washing, like wear and tear from that. And yeah, and it's so different. Those have been washed so many times. They don't have any of those little like rough spots, anything. I was doing burpees in them. I was like rubbing barbell against them. Amazing.
Wow.
Whereas now, and they have more than paid for themselves. Like the money that I spent then that I was complaining about, I'm like, I would have spent double that amount if I'd have known the use that I'd get out of them.
Right.
Whereas now, like, so we're paying more for less. And that's not just that one brand. That's a lot of brands, like
Most of them.
sneakers, even,
All of it.
you
Yeah.
know? And now you're like, you need a running shoe. You need an extra thick long distance shoe. You need an indoor training shoe. You need a weightlifting shoe.
shoe.
You need a walking shoe. You need a, soft sole. You need a
I had one pair of sneakers. I wore it for
one
everything.
until you
Like,
outgrow it or until
yeah.
they fall
That's
apart.
it. That's
Yeah.
what we did.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but I totally drank the Kool-Aid on that one. I was like, here's my lifting shoes, here's my walking shoes, here's my outdoor. Here you have to have two.
you have to.
You have to have your outdoor sneakers
That
and
part
your
I
indoor.
get. It's hygienic. Like, you're also not gonna, use the same pair that you're, especially with the snow and the mud and
Yeah,
everything. Use those
yeah.
same pair of sneakers that you're.
I mean, in most gyms in the world, you do. So I didn't
I
know
think
about
that's
that
become
until
a
here.
thing now. Like,
Yeah, and I love that
yeah,
about here,
I like that
especially.
too.
People
I
are
like that too.
militant about
Yeah.
like your outside shoes do
Yeah.
not come into
Yeah.
like the actual gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is one thing that they have done right.
Right.
Yeah. So What do you feel about, so moving on from the fashion and the actual apparel, how do you feel about this, like accessories?
Hmm.
Um,
So like the Oura ring or that
yeah, or
or
ring, Apple
watch,
Watches,
like
Garments,
anything that tracks your
even your
footsteps.
phone as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How do you feel about all of these? Like,
Look, the Oura ring, I look at it and think, I want one. Like, first of all, they've made it to look very sexy.
I hate how it looks,
Really?
actually. The like thick black thing.
Yeah. Well, you
I
can
hate
get
it.
it in gold, you can get it in silver, you can get it in rose gold. Like they've made it so that it appeals to
Why is it
everybody.
so thick and heavy looking? Like I feel like I can see someone in like a delicate outfit and then it's like
Well, I think by design they made it that way probably so that
so you could see
it
it.
stands out right away.
Yeah, everyone's
Because
gonna
like
know.
everyone knows, like when you're wearing an Apple Watch,
Which is another thing I'm like, ugh. Take your Apple
yeah.
Watch when you are in formal wear. Take it off. Take it off. Are you running at the wedding? Are you, like off?
So true.
Like,
Always on, like full on nice like gown.
yeah.
Boom. Apple Watch.
With like the Velcro
Some
strap.
some try to change the band,
Yeah.
you know,
That
depending on the
face.
event, but
Yeah.
it's still
Carry your phone. It's gonna have it's the same thing. Like it'll get the data.
yeah. So like the Aura ring I find really, really attractive.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job with the marketing where you're like, oh, I want one.
What does it measure?
It tracks your sleep, it tracks your quality of sleep, not just how long you slept, but shows you how often you woke up. I don't know what else it does. Maybe like tracks your heart rate. I don't know. This is stuff that we'd have to like actually Google
Yeah, I
to
know it's like
see.
movement, steps. I
Maybe
definitely
steps
know
are
about the
also
the quality of sleep because I know a lot of people post that and they're like,
yeah,
I slept shit yesterday.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think there's recovery as well.
Yeah,
It might do
exactly. That's
that,
in there
like
too. You're right.
if you've been training and then it gives you a percentage
Yeah.
of like recovery. Um,
Oxygen
yeah,
levels? Does it do the oxygen? I doubt it does
maybe
the
it uses that
oxygen.
to like calibrate for
Maybe
like
it
your
does something. It
recovery.
does a whole bunch of stuff, just like the Apple Watch says it does a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, but
yeah.
what do I want to wear it? I don't know. Like I'm also like I tried wearing an Apple Watch, and I'm gonna be really. It might be my conspiracy theory mind that's gonna be at play or whatever. But like my entire arm hurts every time I wear the Apple Watch.
No,
Maybe I shouldn't say Apple Watch.
really.
It's okay to say Apple
It's
Watch.
okay. And this
Yeah.
is this is anecdotal. This is your subjective
Yeah, like, every
experience.
time I would put it on, I could feel, like, the entire arm, like, I don't know what, it would just felt like someone
Pins and
had been no, like, someone
needles.
had been like, punching it for a while, so it felt
Really?
bruised. So I
And then
think
when you take it off,
I'm fine.
like immediately you take it off or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
after like a
I would
while?
take it off, like, I never lasted the entire day, like, I'd wear it and then each time would feel I mean, maybe it's on a subconscious level, I don't know what kind of we already know what these guys are emitting, like,
Yeah.
what's to say that the watches don't do the same
True.
thing?
True, 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 true. I mean, we don't even know everything that
Yeah,
the phone picks up and
yeah.
all of these things. Yeah. And this is part of my thing too, is like I will never understand how all of this tech works either. But unless I can sort of understand how it gets all that data, like I do have a little bit of hesitation, and that's probably just the millennial in me. Um, but yeah, the aesthetic is definitely an off-putting reason for me.
We're on the different pages for
I'm
that.
just like,
Yeah.
ugh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like I don't know, like make like a nice brass piece that's like artistic or like you know. Although I don't know how I'd feel about that either. I'm like a little earring or, but then I don't
Ooh,
know. Yeah, but then like close to your brain. Like I don't
true.
know. Like
Have you seen the bras the football players are wearing
no.
that measures
Oh, the
their
men's, yeah.
the bras that they're wearing that's measuring
Is it
their
actually called a bra for men, or
I
is
don't
it
know what
like
it's called, but it's
called like
literally
a?
it looks
Uh,
like a sports bra.
yeah,
I
I've
mean,
seen
I'm
it.
sure you guys have, seen it when you're watching a football game and they take off their
Yeah,
jerseys at the
yeah,
end.
and I'm always like, hey, shirt on, I think.
And I remember watching a football game once and I'm like, oh, they're muscular. So
Which
I thought
football do you
maybe
mean, by the way, for the masses?
um football, like soccer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we are in Super Bowl season, so people
Yes.
might be like,
No,
what?
I mean
Yeah,
soccer.
footy. Yeah.
Um and so you think, oh, because they've got I thought in my head, oh, they've got pecs and it's not comfortable to be running with them. And I looked at my
She
husband,
said
I
their
was like,
titties are bouncing.
the titties are bouncing and they need support. And I looked at
They
my
need to
husband,
contain that
and
shit.
I told my husband, I was like, wow, they've really come a long way for the guys. And he's like, no. And of course, very like, no, that's not a
You are 100% wrong.
They're measuring their footsteps and how their, uh, performance was during the game. I was like, oh,
Listen,
I would be okay if they needed some support. They probably have more than I do, and I still wear.
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Women have been wearing sports bras since the beginning of time, and we still don't have a sports bra that measures our vitals. And men got one first.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Like, oh my God. Why don't we have one?
I mean, maybe they've made them if they've made them for
the men, yeah. But I'm just like, why did that one have to come first? Like, crazy.
That is crazy.
Oh my God.
I used to wear one at a fitness studio that I went to in Jordan that was like a
the
band.
strap. Yeah,
And then
some of them have them here.
to a screen that
everybody's results
fitness
are up there.
trainer would be like, oh, Dada, I see you're not moving.
You're not
fast
moving,
enough.
yeah.
Like,
Effort level. They have that here. There's certain gyms here that do that as well. And then like at the end, it ranks not just how hard you exerted, but also your recovery.
That man took fitness to another level because you're like, I need to beat out all these girls.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't about like beating your own right. It was like, I need to be the best and I need to beat them all. And you felt like shit if you were being called out. And you felt awesome.
And you can't hide because it's on the screen anyway. And and I was just fake. Just
no, these classes were too.
Yeah, you can't hide. And you know what the worst part is?
Everybody knew everybody, so it's not like
it's funny that you said beat out because the name of the gyms here that do that are called Beat 81.
Oh,
and they do that. And I used to be like, I'm going to kill myself in the workout and get my exertion level there.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, yes. Coming into the cool down, I'm at the top.
Yeah.
The recovery, because I would be like up here, would take me down to like 4th, 5th place because my heart rate would be so crazy gone, and I'd be like,
it took that long.
Yeah. And then I'd be like, okay, I need like balance, and I'm clearly still unfit because that's the measure of the fitness.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the whole competitive thing. Such a game changer. And I think that's a really good like technological like fashion thing that's changed is not just keeping track, because they do that a lot in like spin classes too.
Yeah.
But also just the idea of group fitness has changed a little bit. Like, yes, you had aerobics classes and Taibo, shout out to Billy Blanks, but now it's become sort of almost like an outing, but also like a run club and like Pilates and matcha or whatever it is. And I really like High Rocks. High Rocks is a big one too. That's become like.
I have 2 friends that are competing.
They competed already.
And they're doing another competition.
She's doing it again?
In Vienna.
Damn.
Both of them are doing it.
Dang.
Yeah.
And like I saw her photo of her in the running and she was like, my favorite part. I was like, how are you looking so happy during this crazy hard workout?
Like, even the pictures I saw afterwards, and they were like,
like fresh.
So put together.
Yeah. I was like, what?
I would be red as a tomato, like
swearing,
dripping,
putting my hand over any camera, trying to take a photo. Yeah, no, they did well. That's why they signed up for another one. They love it. But but there's this whole like camaraderie, like that's a team sport and like, a 2-person team, but also like there's a whole community based around it, which I think is a nice trend, like this whole group training thing, that's become, more of like we motivate each other, we kind of keep each other accountable. So that I think is moving a little bit in the right direction. It also gives people a little bit of a community to connect to, because I know a lot of people, maybe if they move to a new city, they look up run clubs and that's a way for them to meet people. There's this one group, we'll put their name here. I can't think of the name of the handle right now, but they are a walking group in Sydney for women of color, because it's so difficult for us to find each other in an environment that doesn't have a lot of diversity. And they're basically like schedule walking events for each other or for the group, and anyone can join. It's not like no whites allowed. It's just, an opportunity for people to have a safe space, people of color to have a safe space. and to, like meet new people, to understand where other people live and, share where to get your hair done, whatever it might be, just to be in that space. And it's like a walking
So you're
club.
also adding the element of movement, which is
Yeah, yeah. So there's fitness in there, but then there's also the interaction and
yeah.
like and it's really beautiful. And so I was like, I love this. And it was really funny because you look at the comments and there would be people who were like, this is really exclusionary and you're creating barriers. And
Go find your
you
own
know how I
country
have time
club.
these days to
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
with
yeah.
people. So I was just like, nobody thinks it's wrong when you go to a Pilates studio and everybody in there is white. No one
Yeah.
thinks about that. Or
No.
when you go to a cafe, all the patrons inside and outside of it are white. But if you have a group of Black women walking through the park, skirt, exclusionary.
Yeah.
I'm like, the reason and the need for something like that is because every other example I've given you is already exclusionary. They're
Yeah.
excluded. And now they're banding together in a world that excludes them from everything else. And the chick, I paraphrased it a little bit differently, but basically, yeah, the chick would made the comment before it, like, didn't respond. I was like, that's right. But I was like, yeah, like when you think about it, you are literally, that statement feeds into your bias. And this is the same thing with like Pilates. I feel like it's so um nuanced is not the word because that makes it seem like it's almost like a positive
Positive
thing,
thing.
but it's so like niche
Mm-hmm.
in a way that it's like a certain like
It's also
socioeconomic,
excluding,
yeah, it's
yeah,
very exclusionary. It's a socioeconomic group of people. It's
certain body type.
yeah, and then a lot of those studios are like super aesthetic and Instagrammable, and a lot of it is about like aesthetic. And I'm like, I love it where there's studios that are about you're coming in here, you're getting strong, you're getting fit, you're doing something good for your body.
Yeah.
The energy is nice. We're providing you with an environment where you can get it done and get on home. And shout out to Level Out. So that's kind of what I feel is really important for me anyway. It's not important for everyone and to each their own. But I think that's part of also making it accessible to everyone
Mm-hmm.
is creating an environment that is like, if you want the aesthetics, that's there. If you want just the workout, that's there, but everyone feels included. And I know that we can't include everyone in everything all the time, but starting to move in that direction is
It's
something I
nice to
think we
see
should
that
be
there
doing.
are some.
Yeah, yeah, because it also, what I like? I like when people come to the class and I see different age groups
Mm-hmm.
and I see like diversity. That makes me so happy. And I see people who are wearing different kinds of clothes and like laughing through the workout and
Yeah.
all of that. Because even as an instructor for like myself, I'm like, there's always that feeling of like that influencer said, like that imposter syndrome. Um, Especially because I'm also new to teaching. But there's always a part of you that's like, are people going to receive me the same way, especially in Germany?
Yeah.
And I think it's important to also, even as an instructor, to feel that safety, because then it allows you to be able to generate and replicate that energy and give that back. So I really try really hard to try and also provide that type of an energy. Um, but I like when I feel that already.
Yeah.
It's really nice to receive also as an instructor. So
Because it takes it back to, what the core of this whole thing is that the idea of movement is not to be like looking all pretty. It's to
yeah,
feel good. It's
and to
to
be
be
strong,
strong and
healthy.
healthy.
If you
It
see
takes it back to
footage,
that, like when you talk
yeah,
about your version of what it should be in a fitness studio.
yeah, at
That
least for me, in my opinion.
I mean, I agree with that too.
Yeah,
Like I want to walk into a gym and not feel gym intimidation and not have to
yeah,
worry about if I want to go to the section that we don't call it the male section that we've
yeah.
talked about
The
of
free
the
weight
strength
section
training
or the
weight, yeah, the free weight section. Like I want to be able to walk in there because I want to walk in there,
yeah
not because oh I'm a lady and I don't look as strong as that guy standing there, with his
with his steroids,
muscles coming out of his neck.
right?
It's just about you're there at the gym because you wanna feel good and take care of your body, and
Yeah, and that's the
that should be
fashion.
the
That's the fashion I
yeah,
think we should be
that
striving for. So
exactly.
that
Ooh,
whole
I
like,
like that.
yeah, I was gonna say if you look at the footage of Joseph Pilates
Mhm.
when he was instructing people, I'll show you some of it after this. He would be like ripping people back like this, like forcing their leg to stretch. Like reformer Pilates was developed for like soldiers who couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
And so you have your pulleys and he'd be like, you still got to move. I don't give a fuck. He'd be like, connect this here and pull on this and pull on that and bend over. Like this whole, like a lot of the dance aspect. Yeah. The whole of the dance aspect of it developed a little bit later when he was like in New York and like working with dancers. But really the origins, the basis of this thing that we all try to say we want to like, to stay as close to the origins of it as possible, where like it wasn't about this pretty aesthetic, like, he was wearing these like weird looking like little shorts all the time. And he's just a have much of a booty. But yeah, like, I mean, he's like, I don't care, about like how I instructed, how I bring you into your tabletop and how he was like, let's get you moving, let's get you stretching, let's get you out of this sedentary situation. And I think like we should also take a little bit, yes, there's like attention to detail and like structure and stability and form, but at the same time, all of this extra like bells and whistles, like that flowery shit, like we don't need that. Not just in Pilates, in a lot of things. Like let's get the work done and celebrate that we are like the fashion trend should be fitness, not
not the what we're
not
wearing.
not that, not the aesthetic, not the any of that shit. And I know easier said than done. I'm a culprit of it as well. But for my part, I told you I'm going to wear mismatched. A mismatched set tonight. Well, it'll match, but it won't be from the same matchy set tonight because that is my part. For doing what I can. And of course, providing a really hopefully welcoming safe space for everybody.
I love that.
Yeah. What do you feel is a trend aside from what we've just agreed that should also continue or maybe expand a little bit when it comes to fashions? I know one.
What?
But we've kind of said it before, but I think it's a really important one. A trend towards fitness being healthy body and mind. So people not just saying, I want to be fit, so I'm going to go to the gym. I want to be fit, so I'm also going to go to the gym whilst I work on my mental health because both are correlated. So I think that's a really good trend
That's a really good one.
that we want to see more of because you can be ripped, strong, fit, flexible, all of the things. And even if all of that's happening and you're not right here, it's just not going to pan out.
I love that one, but I think also there needs to be like a balance that we find with that because we're also finding this wellness trend that is taking over where it's becoming obsessive, where you're working on the mindset, but it's like toxic positivity, like you must be positive all the time and you must appreciate and
That's a
love
really good
everything all
point.
the time and you gotta feel, and it's just like that's not how we are. We're
We
creatures that
are,
are just
especially women.
constantly highs and lows and whatever. So it's like, I think that's where the mind, if we are strengthening the mindset, then maybe we get better at not
Understanding.
being more compassionate and not being overly like trying to be overly positive all the time or trying to embrace this.
I think that's a really good point. And that comes into the accessories as well. So not being like obsessive about, oh, I didn't get my 8 hours. Oh, I didn't hit my
I
walking
didn't get
goal.
the 10,000 steps or
Right.
all the calories that and that's what, I think that's something else is that everyone's really focused on this clean eating bit. And it's like
Calorie counting is a tricky one
calorie
too
counting
because
can be very tricky for some people that are
it has a huge propensity to really create a toxic relationship with food for
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
like
it's a
why
tricky
can't
one.
we just instead of clean eating call it,
Eating.
balanced
Just eating.
balanced
Consumption.
balanced consumption, or
We're
just
gonna trademark that. Balanced
balanced
consumption.
consumption. I don't know, or balanced eating, it's not about
Yeah.
because I think it's everything in moderation also. I'm not saying like go scarf down a whole thing of French fries, but if that does happen, like let's
It
not
does
beat
happen
ourselves
sometimes.
let's not beat ourselves up for it.
Fries was a bad example because fries, you can't just, if there's some left, you're gonna eat them. Like, you just can't just,
You know what I mean? Like it's
I know what
not
you mean.
it's to let go of that guilt that comes with this whole fitness industry,
Yeah.
fitness, health, wellness, whatever you want to call it, that we aren't just trying to fit ourselves into what we think should be healthy. It's got to be what works for us because we're
Yeah.
all different,
Yeah,
you
we
know?
are different, and sustainability comes from something that is just that, sustainable. So
Yeah.
if you're going to taking a really hard line, you're gonna have those peaks and troughs. You're gonna have days where you're like, "I just want a whole cake," and then
Yeah.
you're gonna feel terrible for falling off so hard. Whereas if it's something that's reasonable, that's more, sustainable.
Yeah.
And I think you know yourself best, or you should. And if not, get to know yourself.
Yeah.
And and yeah, listen to your body more because I think it really wants the best for you,
It really does.
ultimately. Yeah.
Just I think that's what we're missing is that we didn't learn how to listen to our bodies. Like that's something that should have been included in our elementary
Like, that should be part
education.
of
Like that's yeah,
PE.
that's part it should be part of something. Listening to
Something.
our like I even listened to this whole um episode the other day about your lymphatic system and that it carries like it holds on to the stress. So if you're not learning to relax, like that just kind of it's as if you have toxins constantly running through your body. And I'm
From
like,
something that's
yeah,
happened, like,
it
a
could have been from
while
your
ago.
child. So it's just like,
Yeah.
why aren't we taught this in
That's
grade school or
great
at a very
suggestion.
young age, like how important it is? And maybe people thought, oh, it's too technical, or maybe they didn't know enough about it. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
now we're learning about it. So now it should be something that's included in the curriculum for kids
yeah,
on how to take care of themselves,
yeah.
how to take care of their bodies.
It's really important, especially the factor stress is a factor. I think that
Yeah.
should be something, and especially for kids now.
Oh
They are
my
facing
gosh.
stress on a level
On a
unprecedented.
yeah.
And yeah, that should be discussed. Like, kids are going through it, and I think it's so sad that they don't have a lot of kids don't have access to the right. Um,
Although we have the tools now.
we have
Like,
the
you could have
tools,
said at our
but
age,
they might
at
not
our
know that they
parents'
have it.
age.
Those kids who are going through it might not know that they have
Yeah,
access to it.
that's the
Or,
scary part, dude.
oops, or
That's the
you
scary
need,
part.
like, a parental guardian to give you access to,
Yeah,
like, services, or, like, or they just don't know that this is something that is it's not status quo. You
yeah,
shouldn't feel stressed like this. That's
yeah,
not a good thing. There's ways around that. So I think they should be definitely allowed to know what that is.
yeah.
But yeah, stress is a big one. Ooh, that's a whole
That's a whole other
battery of episodes all on its own. But yeah, fashion, fitness as fashion rather than fashion for fitness.
no,
Fitness?
fitness as fashion rather than fashion as fitness, right?
Yes.
Yes. So being healthy should be the fashionable,
Prerequisite. The
the
trend, the
trend, and the focus on the aesthetics, the what you're wearing, the accessories, and all that should not be the main.
yeah.
And I
Shouldn't
think
appear.
there's a dependency then too that you really start depending on these little before we wrap up,
Mm.
these little devices, like you're not really paying attention to your body then either. You have something telling you,
And how do you know that this is so accurate? We talked about this with, like, a lot of the data and a lot of the benchmarks that are set. A lot of that data before what, like, 1992,
they weren't
that
even studying women.
they weren't even considering women as human. They were
Yeah.
like,
Like even
"So how
the
does this affect men?" Write it down. That's the
yeah,
data, that's the benchmark.
like the 10,000 steps. I remember
Yeah,
it was
that
like a marketing gimmick. Like it's not
yeah.
even a
10,000 steps a day, a minimum of 10,000
yeah,
steps a day to make sure you, like, reach your moving goal.
but it could be
Based on
different for
what?
everybody. Like
Based
we
on
don't
what?
know. Yeah,
Right,
it's
and
based
also
on
different, like, levels of fitness, different, ability, like, different there's so many factors.
yeah,
And so I think, like, yes, that's great if it's helpful, but, like, also take that stuff with a grain of salt.
yeah,
And ultimately, the one thing that's not going to lie to you is your body, although your brain is another conversation sometimes lies to you.
yeah.
But it means well.
And again, that's why we gotta do the mind body connection. I think we have to master this. We have to
Yeah, yeah,
master the fitness and the mindset element. They need to be working together.
absolutely, absolutely. It's sort of like this whole one, like, well-oiled
Holistic,
machine.
yeah.
Yeah,
A holistic
yeah.
approach. So let us know in the comments what you
Is
think.
my whole foot in the shot the whole time? Sorry, guys. not that kind of a channel. Foot pics.
Little wiki feet. What is
Is
it
it
that they
Wiki
have?
Feet?
Something like
OnlyFans?
that. I don't know. Let us
Oh,
know.
wait, is that a thing?
Wiki feet. According to the Desperate Housewives, the shows that I watch, they're always like, "Hey, did you check out your feet on Wiki Feet?" I've never actually. We can check it out now to see if it really exists. But anyway,
Desperate Housewives. What a blast.
oh my god, no, not Desperate Housewives. Real Housewives.
Oh, okay.
Real
Okay.
Housewives.
I was like, where are you even finding that
I
show
don't know.
anymore?
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
Let us know in the comments where you think fitness and fashion are headed, and leave us reviews.
Yes. Yes,
Leave those
please.
reviews,
Please
those
do.
5 stars, wherever you can. That really helps us, be more searchable in these different podcast platforms.
The
So
realm.
yeah, so we appreciate all the support so far, and we will continue to.
Also,
Yes.
next week we are going to have a very special guest. Those of you who are OG Flex in the City uh listeners, before we ever did the video back in the day, may remember that we had him as a guest already before. So he was our first guest ever. That was very many years ago, but he has graciously agreed to grace us with his presence. Kenyan viewers, you will know him likely very well. Shiv Simani, Shivarenje Simani, to put his full government
Put
name
it out there.
out there, will be on the show. He is a nutrition, fitness, very qualified, also a speaker as well, very qualified coach, trainer, but also father of two, a really great friend that I've known for many years, and really quite honest when it comes to his journey of fitness. And he's tried all of the things. So he's done, weight training, he's done bulks, he's done shreds, he's gotten on stage to compete in fitness, what they call strength, whatever that stuff is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's done that. He has lost a sprint race to me back at the stadium. I'll remind him of that.
Footage of that.
He has a video and he deleted it, but
Oh.
I'm gonna call him out of it. But the good thing is I know he won't lie.
Okay.
In his defense, he was bulking at the time. But anyway, and then he's also, you might know him very well from doing 24-hour workouts, which were for a really, really worthy cause and bringing attention to topics that he will cover with us when he is here next week. So definitely tune in for that. It's going to be amazing.
We're so excited.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, we hope you enjoyed this episode. What's in the City, and we will see you again next week.
Bye.